Hello and welcome back to One Trainer vs. the World Season 6. When we last left our protagonist, she had defeated Team Plasma once and for all. And now the time approaches to go to the Pokémon League. Of course, before that I have to get through I have to get through Victory Road. And I've heard horror stories about this particular version of Victory Road. And I've also concluded that in order to have a pretty guaranteed chance to defeat this Pokémon League, there are 3 Pokémon in particular that I absolutely need to still be alive. So I'm going to do something slightly extreme and just flat out not have those Pokémon with me at the moment. I'm just going to replace them with other things. Of course, with that being the case, I also need to train them up a little bit, but yeah. These guys are now going to go into the into Victory Road with me, so that I will be able to keep the 3 Pokemon that might decide the victory of this run with me until the end. I mean, I don't know exactly how terrifying this Victory Road is going to be, but I've heard that a lot of things tend to die in it. And I can't look up the exact movesets of all the Pokemon that are in there, so that's also a problem. So I'd just like to point out that somewhere along the road in the design of this game, someone apparently decided, hey, let's just put a sliding ice puzzle outside of the shopping mall. Clearly that is a brilliant idea. And whoever said that, I want to punch them in the face. And good God, did my voice just get ridiculous there. Now, I can't be bothered to actually do any EV training for these things that are just going to come into my party as just temporary members. However, as it turns out, Bones is kind of underwhelming in terms of his attack power, so I am going to give him some drugs. There, that should solve the problem, I reckon, probably. You know what? I still have a rare candy. I'm going to use it now. Because man, is Bones proving very underwhelming at the moment. But now he will evolve. And so, therefore, he will be considerably less underwhelming. I was considering holding off on evolving him for a bit longer, but in order for him to learn Swords Dance, he'd have to wait until level 57. Which, you know, would almost make him ready for the Pokémon League already. Not that I'm sure I'm actually going to be using him in the Pokémon League, because I don't really think a Steel Dark type is going to be particularly useful there, but still, I feel like that would be a bit overkill, especially considering how just leveling him up to level 52 turned out to be too annoying for me. Like seriously, looking at his base stats, plus the fact that he has an attack boosting nature and now 100 attack EVs. IVs? No, EVs indeed. One would think he would be a bit stronger than he is currently proving to be. Now that's more like it. Suddenly I have faith that he might actually be a useful teammate after all. Right, we have reached Route 23, because I figured maybe there would be some easier grass to get some slightly stronger Pokemon from here. Now, this is a house. I figured this house would let me heal up, and that was indeed what this house did. Now, I'm pretty sure this is now the part of the game where things start getting terrifyingly strong, so... And you look like you're going to have fighting types, and I'm going to assume that I'm not going to be able to avoid a fight with you. So, indeed. Or are you a psychic type user? I don't know. Nope. Fighting. In which case, I suppose acrobatics will be able to take this thing out. And if not, well, if it doesn't, then Carl is in trouble, so maybe I should actually use Francis. For during my numerous level grinding sessions, I have taught Francis Psychic. And, yeah. Endure, well, I mean, Carl wouldn't have taken any damage, but I don't think it can successfully use Endure multiple times in a row. Probably. Well, at least it didn't. If I'm not mistaken, though, Kitan or Theo currently have the amulet coin, so I'm not getting as much money! That is terrible. Because, I mean, I am so short on money. After all, I spent a lot of it on vitamins just now, which means that I have practically nothing. And you are an ace trainer. That's immediately alarming. And of course, you turned around just as I walked past you, as usual. And you're leading with my favorite Pokémon. I'm going to assume that you could totally hear the air quotes I made there. Well, I suppose my new companion, who is also currently the highest level Pokémon I have, will be able to deal with this Smolga. Yeah, I'm going to assume you were outspeeding me anyway, so that's actually doing absolutely nothing for you. Night Slash. And of course you paralyzed him. Because they always paralyze. There is a chance that this thing will have Focus Blast. And if it has Focus Blast, then that's absolutely, incredibly, ridiculously bad. No, it would be bad for Victoria as well. Jenny is a bit underleveled. And I wanted to check her moves, damn it. She doesn't really have any good moves for it either. In that case, Carl, and then switching over to Francis. For a second, I was thinking there maybe it has Thunder, but no, Jellicent can't learn Thunder. I know, I checked. In that case... Well, if it has Focus Blast, it's not going to use it now, but... Actually, just... I suppose the worst case scenario here is that it uses some sort of terrifyingly strong water move, Hydro Pump or something. Since Carl is currently at full strength, I would assume that even a Hydro Pump will not murder him. And I need to heal up those bones. Huh. I thought that rain would make that a surefire hit, but apparently it didn't make it a surefire hit. Well, in that case, I suppose I'm just going to try and waste the rain a bit. Wait, didn't I just conclude that it presumably doesn't have Focus Blast? Well, in any case, now it's probably going to use a Ghost move, and I'm pretty sure Dark is immune to Ghost, and even if it isn't, then it would doubly resist it thanks to the Steel typing. Okay, it's not immune, but still doubly resisted. Night Slash. So much trouble just to get to one single attack that's probably going to murder this thing right now. What can I find in rippling water in this route? Pretty sure I looked it up earlier, but I'm going to just check again. And to see if there's possibly something else that I'd rather get. No, and suddenly it just occurred to me that I would actually be really stupid if I tried to level grind here immediately, because I haven't caught anything here yet. But I want to catch things in the actual grass. I suppose water types might be good against that guy, but I'm not sure if he would use fighting or rock. Oh, going to just avoid you. And then grass. F! That's absolutely not what I wanted. But it's what I get for not realizing that that was in fact a Pokemon and not an item. Stupid Pokemon that look like Pokeballs. Your name is Maria Hill, after a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Marvel Universe. I don't want to fight you. I feel like there is going to be a trainer popping out of that mound there. See, that would have been cool. Granted, also terrifying, because I feel like I would have gotten murdered before I even got around to trying to catch it, but it would have been cool regardless. That could potentially come in handy, actually. Now, I'm pretty sure it's this way I'm supposed to go. Float Cell. Well, I suppose in that case, Francis is probably the best bet, actually. He can hit hard with his energy ball and such. And I'm going to assume that this Float Cell isn't going to have something that will deal devastating damage on him. I mean, it could, but... I mean, it's mostly a physical attacker, so... Francis's physical defense is ridiculous, so... I don't think it's actually going to be a problem. That still hit kind of hard, though, considering all that. Well, at least I gained a level from it. Lucario. Bad memories coming back to me. I think Jenny plus superpower seems like a smart move here. Hopefully it doesn't do something that instantly kills her. And hopefully she can take it out immediately. Really hope she can take it out immediately. Because if she can't, then F. It's a super strong fighting move. Boosted by huge power, which is super effective. It was enough, but still. Lucarios scare me, because they killed my Magmar. Not sure how much use the citrus berry is going to do at this point, but I suppose I appreciate you giving me one anyway. And well, what do you know? I am now at the threshold of Victory Road. You came. The Pokemon League is just past Victory Road. Pokemon battles do nothing more than hurt Pokemon. That's how I understood it. And that's why I hated battles. But it's not that simple. Pokemon battles decide winners and losers, it's true. Yet they do so much more. Your Pokemon, you, your opponents, and their Pokemon. Everyone can see what wonderful things the others have to contribute. That's right. Accepting different ideas, different beings, changes the world like a chemical reaction. Pokemon battles are like a catalyst, a small component that leads to big changes. My friend Zekrom taught me that, and it's a formula I've derived from traveling the world. I want you to think for yourself about what it means. Here, take this with you. The new Victory Road has areas that are only accessible with waterfall. Well, I was contemplating if I should give Jenny waterfall, but now I apparently have to. That said, I suppose... Yeah, I was considering surfing earlier, but I don't have surf at the moment, do I? Oh, yes, I do. I still have Tsukimi with me. So, no need to give Jenny a move that she can't even use. Of course, he said that it has areas that can only be reached with waterfall, but he didn't necessarily say that I would need waterfall to get through, did he? And now the gates to Victory Road open. I have taken quite a few looks at the encounter tables in this particular area, but I feel I should still take one more look, just to remember if I actually want to use repels at first or not. Because I mean, yeah, the rules say that the outside and inside count as two separate areas, but there are several sub-areas within here that also have their own encounters in them, so I want to be absolutely sure and such of what I'm getting where, so as to maximize my chance of getting something amazing. I have concluded that in the first couple of areas I do not in fact want the Pokemon that are available there. Though, what are their levels like? Okay, they max out at 50. So, I am not going to run into any wild Pokemon if I use repels. Still though, I should go back and actually level up before that. I want everything to be at level 55 first. Well, this is impractical. There doesn't appear to be any good grass spots in this particular route. Well, back to the previous area then, I suppose. Okay, now, with this trusty team of badasses in hand, in our party I suppose, let us begin the final trek. I mean, the journey isn't still quite over yet, but this is going to be the final area that we must pass through before we can fight the final Pokemon League. And I don't want the stuff that's in here, so repel. Oh, good. I saw that there were two trainers that could be potentially terrifying here, but they are not a double battle. I was afraid they would be a double battle. Though, I probably led with the wrong thing in this situation. That thing could have some sort of, like, fighting move. It also could use a ground move, so in order to sidestep both of those, I'm going to switch over to Carl. Ah, and good thing I trained up to level 55. The trainers here are level 55. Well, it's not going to use Bulldoze this time, so switching over to Dazbones, who can then use a Night Slash. For a second I was worried that maybe I wouldn't outspeed, but I mean, come on, look at that thing. Clearly it was never going to be fast. Not sure about this though. That outsped. Going to resist that, but don't flinch. Alright, he has an ability that prevents flinching if I'm not mistaken. And he has a very high critical hit chance. Because, like, if I don't remember it wrong, what I had given him was, yes, a Razor Claw that boosts his critical hit chance. Still, this is a dangerous stretch, so I will make sure to be fully healed at all times. Also, one thing I should mention is that, you know that Clefairy I caught the other day? I noticed that it was holding a Leppa Berry. So, after noticing that it was holding a Leppa Berry, I decided that I was going to go back to the Great Chasm and try and catch some more Clefairies. Well, not catch more Clefairies, but find more Clefairies, so that I could then just, you know, steal Leppa Berries from them. So I have a couple of those now. It looks like I'm going to need strength here. Yeah, it's either get rid of return on Victoria or Jenny. But I mean, Victoria gets stab, but Jenny gets the higher has the higher attack stat. I think I shall get rid of it on Jenny, specifically because she is so hard hitting that even with a slightly weaker move, she would still deal devastating damage if need be. Still. Oh, I was hoping that once again I'd be able to get through this without any use of A-gems. Seriously, Game Freak. You did that so fine and so nicely in the last game. Why couldn't you just keep that for this one too? And you are a psychic, I suppose. So, in that case, I suppose once again Das Bones is the most logical thing to go with. He has only just been added to the team, but clearly he is going to pull his weight a lot in this place. I say that, but in before he dies in the very next battle. Like to this fire type that is currently standing in front of me. I don't think that's going to happen though. I think I'm going to outspeed and murder it with Night Slash. And I was correct. And this thing I'm definitely going to outspeed. Why was it alerted to Iron Head? Night Slash was clearly the bigger threat here. I suppose Iron Head has a higher base power. Okay, for a second I feared it would do something terrifying, but it didn't really do anything even remotely terrifying. Now, to just save on the Night Slashes, I'm going to finish it off with Iron Head, the move that it was warned about. Not that it really mattered in any way that it was warned about it, because forewarn is kind of pointless in that regard. No, it didn't go the way you wanted it to. It did, however, go the way I wanted it to. Hang on. Am I already at that part where I will actually be finding things that are useful to me? It looks like I am. Okay then. So, hopefully the repel will run out relatively soon. And that's an Ace Trainer up there. Who has a potentially alarming combo of potentially strong Pokemon. Well, in case she catches my eyes, I am going to lead with Jenny. No, don't use another repel. Now, let us see here. I think there's only a 20% chance of me getting something cool, with 80% chances being just tranquil, but we shall see if I can hit that 20% chance. Would be awesome if I can. Nope. One more chance. Come on, game, give me something epic. Darn it. I wanted an Altaria. I'm not sure if an Altaria would actually help me, but I wanted one regardless. just because Altaria is cool, and I haven't even used one before. And that guy over there is a doctor. Yeah, sure, now you give me the Altaria! Just when I can't catch it anymore. Just for that, I'm going to Ice Punch it to death. I don't think Altaria's physical defense is great, and in any case, Jenny's physical attack is amazing, and that move was doubly super effective. So yeah, that is a doctor. This doctor is going to have a single Clefable. I can deal with a single Clefable. Well, what do you know? It's Wolverine! Didn't I encounter a Dr. Logan before as well? I feel like I did. Well, in any case, he didn't put up much of a fight. So... up there... what is that going to be? I reckon... well... just... gonna take a look at where I now am. And this is a place where I don't think there's going to be anything interesting. But... nah. Here there is only going to be Onyx and Boldore. I don't want either of those. They are lame. Not to mention, of course, my well-established, long-standing hatred of Onyx. And here we have a duo of ace trainers, but I can fight them individually. I am now in the cave south, so right. I reckon it's probably going to be these two. In that case, yeah. Leading with what I'm currently leading with seems like a smart move. Ugh, and I just saw what the other guy has. That is going to be annoying as shit. Why? I have no idea why I would in any way remind you of a trainer from 2 years ago. That is so bizarre. Now, you ought to not be a problem, probably. What comes after you, on the other hand, might be a problem, probably. Right. Bug Electric. And seeing how Bug resists the one type that Electric is weak to, it's only really going to have Bug-related weaknesses. Actually, I have to double check what exactly it's going to be weak to. I reckon in any case it's probably going to have a wide variety of moves. It's weak to rock and it's weak to fire. Do I have either of those types at the moment? Because I don't think I do. Well then, you get in there and use your very high attack, though not quite as high as Jenny, to finish this. Because Steel resists Bug, right? So he's not going to take super effective damage, I think. Nope, but that still did a fair amount. So how much is... oh, F, you resist that. But... Night Slash. Just hope that it doesn't score a critical hit right now. For a second I thought it did score a critical hit right now. Instead I scored a critical hit right now. But of course, I have the item that makes me very likely to do so. Yep, going to heal up before facing the other guy. Because I can't afford to take any sort of risks at this point. Durant I can probably deal with. For the other thing he has, I really wish I had some sort of fire move. But I don't have some sort of fire move. I suppose I could have taught Victoria a fire move, but I didn't, because I guess I'm just dumb. Again. Neutral? Oh, of course, because Bug type. Now, you're probably going to use a Bug move again, so Now, odds are high that he is going to use a rock move. And with that being the case, I should switch into something that can resist rock moves. Man, it's like Das Bones is basically just doing everything now. Ingrain. Of course. You're going to make it so that I can't hurt you. Well, then I'm going to use Metal Sound on you. So that whatever moves I use on you will be more effective. Power Whip, that's grass, right? I mean, it is a grass steel type. This thing is such a pain to deal with whenever it shows up in the battle tree in Pokémon Moon. To the point where I had to add a Magnezone with Hidden Power Fire on my team just to deal with Ferrothorn. I mean, it can deal with other things too, but dealing with Ferrothorn is its main purpose. Now then, his defense is at its absolute minimum. I can't deal super effective damage, I think. Well, I can, maybe with Jenny, but I don't want to send out Jenny for obvious reasons. So, switching over to Carl to use acrobatics. Because I'm pretty sure everything that Das Bones has would also have been resisted. Of course, this is going to be doubly resisted, so muhahaha. Are you serious right now? His defense is at an absolute minimum, and that's all you did? Suddenly I'm remembering why I hate Ferrothorn. Right, even a critical hit won't kill it, I reckon. I was thinking using Poison Fang, but of course he can't be poisoned because he is Steel type. I could use Confuse Ray though. I mean, considering his bare minimum defense, he should hit himself for a lot too. Clearly not a lot enough, but and you snapped out of confusion immediately. And a critical hit at that point would have been devastating. Wait, why am I using full restores? He's only injured. A hyper potion is sufficient. Not that I'm actually running low on either of them in any way, but still. Right, now I hope this takes it out. Out it has been taken. You were an annoying trainer. Seriously.
Vega's trek through Victory Road continues. Next time.